Ntorene. From Namibia Viewing Center. Namibia Viewing Center, ask your question. Yes, go ahead, please.
Hi everyone, my name is Patience Ntorine from Uganda. I'm grateful to be part of this, and I'm just so honored to be before very important ladies, very inspiring ladies. So I would like to ask the speaker to elaborate more on sponsors and mentors, like just a little bit. Thank you.
Mrs. Kawena, was the first question clear before we had the power cut?
Yes, the first question was clear, and my message to her is, number one, to be patient with the process. The organization that I work with, we've been in existence just like Ali for 5 years now. And throughout the process, I think we have had to change 2 or 3 people to actually get the right person. But even as much as we have taken that approach, the first thing that you need to do is, like you did mention, identify people who are passionate, people who speak the same language, and people who are clear on their why. Whatever we do in life, we always had to get back to the reason why we are doing what we are doing. And even when things are hard, that is what drives the resilience and the ability to keep pushing on, pressing on, and ensuring that the vision is actualized. So your starting point is to quickly identify ladies that will speak the same language as you are speaking, ladies that are passionate, and ladies who will commit to the purpose similar to your purpose. And when you find ladies that have a similar why, even when the going gets tough, you will navigate the storms and still press on to see the vision. So just be patient with it. It may not happen immediately. You may have to change 1 or 2 people before you can actually find the right one and gel and speak the same language. But my encouragement to you is keep going. Number 2, keep communicating your vision and your impact. Number 3, keep the faith, because God will send the right people to ensure that your vision is actualized. And number 4, your people who speak the same language and have the same vision as you will come to you, and you'll press on and navigate and take it to the next level. That's my advice to you.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Kawena. Mrs. Kawena, before we let you go, there is a community of our young female
watching us all the way from Namibia who are really pleading for one question, please. So can we have the one question from our viewing hub in Namibia?
I think she did ask. I heard the question where she was asking about the difference between a mentor and a sponsor.
Yes, there is another question from the Namibia hub.
Okay, so should I answer the mentor sponsor question?
Yeah, please go ahead and answer.
Okay, fantastic. So my dear ladies, as we navigate life, I have one firm belief, and that is why I do what I do at When Females Lead. That is learning from people who've gone ahead of us. And there's one firm belief that I know: we rise by lifting others. So there are people who've gone ahead of us. There's people who've navigated storms, navigated challenges, navigated career or business situations, and they understand. They have the framework, they have the emotional intelligence, they have the ability. Those, my dear ladies, are what you call your mentors. They will direct you, they will show you, they will listen to you, they will advise you, and they will hold your hand through the process. Now, a sponsor is someone then who gets that potential because they understand who you are, they understand your dream, they understand your ability, they understand what your aspirations are. What they do is they are your vuvuzela. They will go out there and they will talk about you in the right rooms so that you have the right people who will give you the opportunity to actualize that vision. So if you have that master's degree, if you have that business proposal, if you have that NGO, if you have that dream that is valid, you have a mentor that has guided you through, you need to connect with a sponsor, the person who will believe with you, but take it to a place of influence so that that dream becomes a reality. They will give you the platform, they will give you the job opportunity, they will give you the speaking engagement. And once those opportunities are actualized, the reality and the impact becomes real. So go out there, as you have a mentor, find a sponsor who will talk exceptionally about you in rooms where you are not.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Kawena. I think that Mrs. Kawena will have to step up now as she has
Engagements to attend to. So we just want to appreciate you once again for all the tips that you have given to us and for the advice as well that you have provided. Thank you so much. Ladies, can we give a very loud round of applause to Mrs. Kawena? Thank you, ma'am. And while this was happening, Namibia also had reflections of their own. Namibia really wants to share their reflections, I believe both from yesterday and from today, before they have to let us go. So Namibia community, Namibia Viewing Hub, please go ahead with your reflections.
Good day. Good day to everybody. I hope everyone can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you.
Thank you so much for the opportunity given to us to say something. This year's theme, Black Girl, Your Dreams Are Valid, wasn't a slogan. It wasn't just a slogan. I felt like the message was speaking directly to every one of us in the room. It reminded us that no matter where we are from or what we do in life, our dreams matter. They are worthy, and so are we. One of the biggest highlights for me was hearing Mary Izubo yesterday, as her presence really enlightened us. And her purpose in this organization is truly inspiring. And we are happy that we have joined this today's meeting, and we were given the presence of true leaders who are motivating, and we have learned a lot. And I hope that every Black child and every young lady in this conference will leave with something that will inspire them to further chase their dreams, as dreams don't expire and everyone's dreams matter. So Black child, your dreams matter and your dreams are valid. Thank you for the opportunity.
All right. Can we give a loud round of applause for that session, ladies, for the impromptu session that we had to have on business leadership and management? Come on, is that the best that you can do? Right, I'm going to ask the mic to just go around once, and if you have a reflection on one of your favorite quotes or your favorite citations from what you heard of this session, please share it with us very quickly, very quickly. What was your biggest takeaway from the business leadership and management, from what Dr. Fatima said, and also from what Mrs. Kawena said? Yes, we have a hand down here, please. On your right.
Thank you very much. And I want to celebrate the organizer, Miss Mary Zobo. I'm meeting you for the first time, and it's really been impactful with the dreams we have gathered here today. And just quickly, because of time, what I want to share with us today, from what I've gathered from the speakers, on sponsorship. Men convert our dreams to reality. We don't have to compete with them. We don't have to make them steal the shows from us, but rather see them as allies, as opportunity to climb also. And also, from the lady that spoke, that's Dr. Karina, she said we should not see them as competitors. We shouldn't see them as competitors, but rather people that we could communicate with, we could travel with in our journey up there. And also I want to quickly share perspectively to myself from the young ladies that came out. I see them as the future of TheALI. And these are the true products that are meant to be celebrated. I didn't like the way we didn't cheer them up, because it's not just the people that came to talk to us, the speakers, but these are the true results. This is the true face of the brand that we are trying to present as leaders. So those young ladies, please, wherever they are, I know they are still in the building, but let's celebrate them again, because those are the future of the work that Miss Mary Zobo and all the partners and visionaries of this dream have celebrated. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And I think it's extremely important. Thank you for bringing that up, because apart from the speakers that we have invited today, it's very important for you all to note that you are our VIP, our biggest VIP. You are the reason why we do the work that we do. And I had to also emphasize that Ashezi, the one who facilitated the session on to my sisterhood session, is actually our youngest facilitator. She is 11 years old, but she is bright, she is brilliant. Ukamaka is one of our oldest mentees in the Amazon Leadership Initiative, and we have seen the growth. Sibahle, who is part of our school chapter, Prudence Secondary School, all the way in South Africa, we have seen the growth. And Ms. Ashing, our board member, who is always there for us, always holding our hands. So this is more than just an organization, this is a family, and we are here to witness your growth and to ensure that your dreams are validated each day. So thank you very much, everyone, for your time. And guess what? It's lunchtime. All right? So it is lunchtime. I believe that our ushers are ready. Are the ushers ready? Okay, ushers are ready. We're going to be going line by line. Once again, the speakers will focus on me. And then for our community online, our young female leaders joining us from across Africa and the diaspora, please take this opportunity to just unwind, relax, grab something to eat. When we come back, we will be energized by a session you certainly do not want to miss. Kadijatu, our caucus leader, our president from the Western Africa Caucus, has an announcement for lunch.
Again, black girls. Of course, our dreams are valid. We can start with that. Black girls. And the second one, black girls. Thank you. So let's talk SRH. My name is Sheyi Bolaji, as introduced, and I work at Stand With a Girl Initiative. At Stand With a Girl Initiative, we ensure that every girl, no matter where she is born or found, is empowered to fulfill her maximum potential. And we have 3 thematic areas: education, sexual and reproductive health, and education. But today, let's talk about sexual and reproductive health. And for sexual and reproductive health, we have one of our projects that we implement at campus. And we're implementing this project at Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria, and the Federal University of Education in Zaria. And the project is called Campus Unite for Sexual and Reproductive Health. So the short form is COPS. Everybody say COPS. Thank you. So for the Campus Unite for Sexual and Reproductive Health, I'll do a quick overview and then we hear from our panelists. This project is enhancing the sexual and reproductive health of adolescent girls and young women in Zaria, Kaduna states. But we're doing something differently, and what we are doing is that we're using music, we're using dance to talk about sexual and reproductive health. You know, when you have to see a movie, or have you been at the marketplace where you see people gathering and you're dancing, but there's a message they have to pass. Because for sexual and reproductive health, it's not something that you talk about in northern Nigeria and you would get so much attention. You would have to use different strategy. So we use music and we use dance. So we're going to talk about that, and you'll hear from the panelists. This project is supported by Girl Effect, and that is why we have today on the panel as well, Mr. Amza Ibrahim from Girl Effect. We are using open dialogue, co-creation, collaboration to get this work done, to ensure that adolescent girls and young women have access to accurate information on sexual and reproductive health, as well as access to service on sexual and reproductive health. What comes to mind when we say SRH? If this is your first time, think of gender-based violence, that's SRH. Think of life planning, that's SRH. Think of female genital mutilation, that's sexual and reproductive health, and other issues that we'll be talking about. I'd like us to hear from our panelists, even as we continue. I would start quickly with Victoria. Victoria is a student of the Department of Theatre and Performing Arts, where we have been implementing this project. And Victoria also doubles. She currently serves as an intern at Stand With a Girl Initiative. Victoria, it's good to have you on the panel.
Thank you.
Okay. Victoria, make some noise. Let's hear you.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Okay, so Victoria, I'd like you to tell us, what's your COPS experience for Campus Unite for Sexual and Reproductive Health? What is your COPS experience?
Okay, good afternoon, everyone, once again. My COPS experience, I would say, was a very, very impactful one, because the COPS project leveraged on what we call Theatre for Social Change. And Theatre for Social Change is a very, very effective method of passing message, awareness, and also good for advocacy as well. Before the COPS project, I honestly had no information at all about some aspect of SRH. For example, the FGM. And through the COPS project, we did a performance that had a team that was majored on female mutilation. And while we were carrying out our research for the performance, we discovered that FGM is very much practiced in some states in Nigeria till date. In fact, where I schooled there in the north, they have this circumcision for babies, like female child at, was it 8 months or 9 months they called it, and that they get to circumcise these kids. And the whole idea is just for a tradition that has existed long ago. And so, like, through the COPS project, this information was really new to me. And FGM, it's something that it's not even safe at all.
Yes.
It has no health benefits whatsoever. It's just a practice where they get to carry out on females to curb the whole idea of them staying faithful.
Yeah.
And not...
Victoria, let's pick this gist more. Let's talk about it more so that we keep people wanting for more. I'll run quickly to Tam to tell us, what are the key findings? We've done our endline evaluation. We have been implementing this project since January, and this is November. So how far have we gone, and what have we done? What are the results from the field? And we'll hear from the Monitoring and Evaluation Officer at Stand With a Girl Initiative.
Right, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Black girls? Black girls? Of course, your dreams are valid. So from our inline evaluation, we actually used a mixed method approach for the evaluation, and I don't want to bore you with so much statistics, so I'll just go straight to some of our key findings. So we built the capacity of 456 adolescent girls and young mothers, young women, and we built their skills on sexual and reproductive health and rights. And also we were able to build the capacity of 1,084 stakeholders on both media and then SRHR information as well. Also, we are able to reach 8,456 community members through our mobile theater. Now, this is very important because, thank you. Now, this is very important because we used different approaches. There's the online approach, but because of data cost and then probably internet challenges, not everybody have access, inequality in access to internet. So we apply both the online and both the offline campaign. So it was the mobile theater performance that was able to reach this 8,456 persons. Then from our online, we were able to reach 579,000 persons from our online platform. And all this was done within 6 to 7 months. So you can see that actually using theater, using music and dance and performance can actually pass the message even faster than you talk. We say action speaks louder than voice. But when action and voice come together, that means it even speaks loudest.
Right, right. Thank you so much. I was expecting us to clap better. As a matter of fact, let me tell you that in less than 4 months of implementation of this project, we went 2 times over our target audience. That's the power of using music, dance, and theatrical performance to talk about SRH. We'll run quickly to Girl Effects by talking about collaboration. Yes. A lot of the successes we've gotten from this project has been from the collaboration. And I'd like to hear from Mr. Hamza. Can you tell us how that collaboration was instrumental in ensuring that the COPS project is a success or has been a success? Yes.
All right. All right. Thank you so much, Shay. I don't know. Can you hear me? I guess we might also need to find a slogan for Black Boy, because I'm a Black boy. All right, fine. So thank you so much. So yeah, just like the successes that the M&E has actually stated, actually it's all boiled down to the effective collaborations. I want to say collaborations, we actually call it the power of unusual collaborations. The COP project has just been a big success, and reason being that first and foremost, even during the entry phase, collaborating with the department, that's the Department of Theatre and Performing Arts, was a huge success, and that's actually paved way for the and even the smooth intervention of the project in the school campus. And this also led to even the signing of MOU, Memorandum of Understanding, with the department. And also, we also understand that even the key catalysts and also those that are like, the key message bearer, the students, was also very key that with the collaboration also needed to kind of factor in their partnership and then their zeal and willingness to be able to at least, carry out this message, because they were also involved in the co-creation and also in the co-writing of the script. And we also understand, just like he said when he was talking about numbers that were gotten from the digital platform, partnering with also the campus FM, that's the radio station, was also very key to help to amplify whatever content was actually being displayed on ground in the campus. And even in Nigeria, probably also just like she said, in another context, and because this project is also focusing on also environs of the campuses. So the community and religious leaders were also very, very key, because of course, when you're talking about doing the kind of a mobile theater in marketplaces, and you don't even carry out, you don't involve the community leaders or traditional leaders, in case when you need to mitigate any unforeseen circumstances. So we had to kind of consider that also. So all this, like I said, is actually what we call the power of unusual collaboration.
Thank you so much, Hamza. And yes, truly, the power of collaboration. I'd like us to see something before we end quickly. This is one of our videos from the field. And when we talk about Drama Village, it's where the performance happened at Ahmadu Bello University's area. Abu sides, Drama Village. Let's have a view of it. Thank you.
But proper sensitization on sexual and reproductive health can help build morality. Our girls can remain chaste. With proper mentorship, they can marry. And with informed knowledge, they can build their future with it. Because the journey into womanhood is that which requires proper skills to build a family and the society at large.
We join you in your crusade against female genital mutilation and other reproductive health issues. This cutting must stop! Where is your first woman? Where is that cost girl? Where is that cost girl?
574. So I have a song about SRH. Should I play it? Should I play it? So we're going to count in together. Are we ready? Are we ready? So everybody, let's go. We're counting together.
Piece by piece, and become a place where I feel safe. With all the pains I face, with all the scars I've had, I have chosen to be here. I have chosen to be here. Better choices, we can make, we can start change, make it right, make it right. Better choices, we can make.
On your side, taking out to solve that. No book, no hypocrite. It's a bad child. They want this side.
See, there's a make Aisha from Mali Gaddafi. Almost she's only 12, and the last is 19. No make a Makamari, but she never ready. Don't let the future day her hand and she be better.
Yeah, we should marry. It's what we should be doing. Support the lives and making that space for everyone. Start planning, trying to get up on the bigger picture. But what a better feeling, starting with humanity.
I do I take charge of my own decisions. I wanna do it right. I'm a plan future. I've got a deal, got a plan for a better nation. Everyone, where everyone is living in freedom.
To hear the song in Nigeria for the first time, and this is the launch, and the song is called Let Them Know. Can we all say let them know? Black girls, black girls, black girls. You're going to see to the screen what I am wearing, my shirts. I have a song about SRH, should I play it? But then when you scan that code, you're going to have access to the song. You can listen to it. You can share with other persons. We have a booth outside. Visit our booth, and we have SBCC materials. For those who have been at our booth, I've been seeing our carps. You can come. We have materials for you as well. But you would scan this and listen to this song. It's for every person. Black girls, we talk SRH. We should keep talking about sexual and reproductive health. And with that, we've come to the end of this session. Thank you for your time. Everybody say, let them know. Let them know. Thank you for your time and enjoy the rest of your day.
All right, can we still give her another round of applause? That was very informative. Okay, so let's be inclusive. I see a very special set of people, and I've been wanting to clap their way since morning. So we don't clap, so can we put our hands together again? Thank you so much for that. So we'll be going very quickly to the donor popcorn session, and to do this I'm privileged to introduce her. For those of us that are facilitators and hosts, she has been remarkable, patient to the core. Even when she will call us and would dodge a call, she will still reach out to you and check up on you. She's our queen, she's our diva, and she's an absolute delight. I am privileged to introduce Divine. She is a podcaster, author, French teacher, entrepreneur, and she's from the Democratic Republic of Congo. She has her own self-publishing company that she calls the Sam of Caring. And guess what, guys? PhD in view. Hey, nah. Please, let's put our hands together for Divine as she anchors the donor popcorn session. Can we do it louder and better for Divine, please?
Wonderful. Thank you very much, Felicia, and good afternoon to everybody. Good afternoon to our young female leaders who are joining us online. Can you put a round of applause for yourself? You've been standing this long. Thank you for your patience and flexibility throughout the day. We have come to a very, very important session of our program, which is the donor popcorn session. And before we begin this actual session, I want you to do me a favor and to look around you. Just take a moment and look around you. Look at the stage, look at the ceiling, look at every person that is surrounded by you. I would like for each and every single one of us to understand that nothing would have been possible without the help of our partners, without the help of our supporters, our funders. So, with all due respect, please allow me to ask each and every single one of us to rise up and honor all the partners who have made the Annual Leadership Forum for Young Female Leaders 2025 possible in Abuja-Nigeria. Please, with all honor and respect, can we just give a very loud round of applause and some shouts in the room, because they deserve it. They deserve it. So why is this so important to us? Because in January 2025, the world stood still and Africa felt the shock, as the development and funding landscape was no longer the same as a result of an order to cut on international aid disbursement. A decision that has not only affected thousands of jobs, but has also affected nearly all programs, especially those that are influencing efforts towards gender equality and women's empowerment. But why have we gathered here today? Because we realize that even though the environment is no longer easy, the work is still urgent. Because women and girls across Africa cannot afford for us to shrink back when the forces against them are expanding. So within this spirit of resilience, I want you to give a loud round of applause as I call upon the representatives from these various organizations that have held our hands during these tough times as they come up on stage. May I respectfully call the esteemed representative from the Pastoral Women's Council to come to the stage and have a seat. Ms. Frey from the GIZ to come to the stage and have a seat. We're also going to have a representative from Stand With a Girl Initiative to come to the stage. And ladies, we can do better. We can do better. Okay? Can we also, online, can we check if Dr. Zubeida is present with us representing UNFPA, just to make sure that she is there, that she can hear us. We can just quickly test it as well. Allow me to also call the representative of Wumantla. I do not know if they have joined us yet online, but we'll check shortly. The representative from Nala Fem, please. You are more than welcome. Please have your seats. And of course, Education as a Vaccine, Eva. A loud round of applause for Eva as they come up. Ladies, we can do better. If people were supporting you, is this how you would honor them? Amazing. So you might be thinking that I am here today to take care of this session, but you're wrong. This is your session. We're immediately opening up the floor to any questions that you have regarding resource mobilization, regarding their efforts towards women's empowerment and gender equality, anything at all that can come up to mind about the work that they do. But before we get there, I think it's only fair for them to introduce themselves to you. I'm not going to read their bios because we want this to be a heart-to-heart moment where you actually get to show who you are and a little bit about the work that you do under 10 seconds. Can we do that? Under 10 seconds, just your full name and the work that you do, and we'll move right on to this session. Please, ma'am.
Good afternoon, everyone. Black girls. Yeah, my name is Neshorwa Masago, and I'm from Tanzania. I work with Pastoral Women Council, an organization work TheALIF to ensure the right of women and girls, to ensure we raise their voice, especially from pastoralist community. So I'm very honored to be here and join you young girls at the our leaders of tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Good afternoon. My name is Freud Siyum Tadese. I go by Frey. I work for GIZ as Gender and Equality Advisor, focusing on a project that promotes gender equality and empowerment in Africa with a focus on political participation. I lead on promoting the participation of women in politics to improve their representation and participation. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Okay, this is working. Good afternoon, my name is Nafisa Atiku. It's always a pleasure to be in the room full of young women where there's so much energy, passion, and creativity. I currently serve as the Executive Director for the NF Foundation for Young Women, but here I represent NALAFEM as the country representative and envoy to the African Union. Yeah, so I think that's about it. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Black girls. I need all of your energy, right? Because I'm trying to be fine, to be honest, right? And I think it's also important that leaders are authentic, so I can tell you how I feel. My name is Margaret Bolaji Adebola. I'm the founder and executive director at Stand With a Girl Initiative. At Stand With a Girl Initiative, our vision is simple yet powerful, to ensure that every girl, no matter where she's born or found, is empowered to achieve a maximum potential. Thank you.
This is amazing. Now, I only have one question for them, and then they're all yours. Are you preparing your questions? Are you sure? Girls online, are you sure? Can we see some emojis? Young female leaders, can we see some emojis? A little bit of life over there? Amazing. That's fine. So my first question to you, partners, donors, funders, is really simple. Let's put away all the jargon for a second. How did this funding cut affect you and the work that you do, especially that for women and girls? And anybody is welcome to answer. The mic will go around.
Black girls. Hi, good afternoon, everyone. I'm sure a lot of people might be thinking, why is this boy here? So, my name is Andrew. I'm standing here on behalf of the Executive Director, Oluwatoyin Chukwudozie. Is the ED of Education as a Vaccine. So, Education as a Vaccine is a non-governmental organization that aims to advance the health and development of young people, women and girls in particular. So, so it's an organization run by young people from from the lowest cadre to the highest cadre, they are young people. So I'm here. One of the motive of us is to see young people taking ownership, and then both of their reproductive health, their body, to take ownership of leadership in all round. So we see the organization sees sustainable change by and for young people. Thank you very much.
So we return to our main question about how the cuts in the funding affected the work that you do. And really, anybody is welcome to give a very brief answer, as our young female leaders also need the opportunity to engage with you on a more personal level. Thank you. You can go ahead, Ms. Naishorwa.
Yeah, thank you. Black girls? Yeah, as I said that we are a women organization, and cutting in fund was affecting us much because we are dealing with the pastoralist women and the girls. And in that way, we have been supporting girls to reach their goal through education by paying them school fees, and also advocate the right of women to ensure that women are also engaged in different positions, especially in politics. And now, after the cut of funds, we have mostly 100 of girls who dropped out of the school, and they are now staying without reaching their goals. Also, we was working tirelessly to ensure that women, and we know in this year Tanzania was in general election and local election, and our dream is to see many women who are secure or sitting in different positions. But because of the cutting of funds, we didn't reach that dream or our target.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I think as Nala Fem representative is here and is answering the question, one of the things that you could also add in your answer is, what are some of the unconventional ways do you think that Africa can look within vis-a-vis the situation that we are going through at the moment? And while she is answering, can I please have all of the ushers, ladies, are there any questions in the room? Please raise your hand if you have a question. I see 2 questions on my left, your right. And I see 1 question on my right, your left. Please get ready with the mic to just go to them immediately. And let's also keep our eyes on questions online. You are welcome to answer.
All right, thank you so much. So in terms of, of course, we all woke up January 2025 and literally the whole world had changed. A lot of people lost their jobs. You said it, right? And a lot of funding was cut to some of the programs. Young organizations that are youth and women-led were suddenly struggling. Some shut down and some are just, taking stock and seeing how they can still push programs. So the budget cuts were really bad. Right, and the thing with politics and elections, they are fueled by ideology. So those ideologies, spread from the West and started spreading towards to other different governments around the world. So you see governments now moving to the right, which are not pro-development. So for example, the UK cut their funding to up their defense. Different governments are cutting funding as well to up their defense, especially with the war in Ukraine. These things don't happen in isolation. That's why geopolitics is important. Whatever is happening in probably Syria or Ukraine or Russia has a way of affecting what is happening right now. So most countries are prioritizing on their own domestic needs as against international cooperation, right? And at the beginning of the year, I think I'm also a Mandela Washington Fellow, so there's a whole ecosystem of African leaders, young African leaders thinking, what can we do? And what we basically came away from that conversation with, thinking about the innovative ways in which, we have to now rally ourselves together, was Africa needs to look within itself, right? If we think about the African Union budget, it's highly subsidized by development funding. When are African countries going to start putting a priority on its development needs?
most of the things we had to, go back to when there was a whole rollback on gender equality as a value, as a principle, as a fundamental principle of how the world should live, was that, okay, since they are saying that, gender equality is not as important than it should be, what is Africa's 2063 agenda? Gender equality is in our African 2063 agenda. So if it is in our agenda as a continent, then we have to invest in that 2063 agenda, which is gender equality, and pour investment into it as a continent, which invariably means that the countries also need to develop. And what is integral towards making those countries develop? Gender equality. But in terms of, apart from looking within ourselves and advocating that more African leaders need to stand up and take responsibility and pump more investment, is also, in the meantime, while they are trying to get their things together, how do, women-led organizations within this space rally together? And, we're feminists. We believe in supporting ourselves. So now, instead of seeing organizations bidding on the grants alone, you then see consortiums coming together to share resources and to support one another. You see organizations within their own programmatic agendas making room for other organizations to support the work, so that there is a coalition and there's more synergy within the space to support each other, so that the work that we are doing doesn't dissipate, or the progress that we have done doesn't fall by the wayside. And as well as also looking at different funding models in terms of what do you have, what value apart from non-profit that you have in your organization that you can sell as a service to the wider community to supplement the work that we do. I'll stop there. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that substantive and very rich answer. But before we give you another opportunity to answer, young female leaders, are you ready? Let's start with the first question. Who is our special brave young female leader of this afternoon that wants to ask a question? Yes, please go ahead. Your name and who it is addressed to, or you could also just address it to all the partners and they can answer, whoever wants to go first.
All right, thank you, Divine. To the delegates of TheALI, the associates, the leaders, the attendees online, the supporters, the sponsors, everyone here present, greetings, everyone. My name is Mpho Nathan and I'm from South Africa. And mine was actually intended for UNFPA. And in her absentia, Dr. Zubaida Abubakar. I made sure that I pronounce her name perfect. Dr. Zubaida Abubakar.
Abubakar, but please ask your question. Yes.
Thank you so much. So normally, because she's not here, so normally sponsors, this is the first time, and thank you, TheALI, for doing this. We don't normally see you guys. We don't get the opportunity to talk to you because you're normally behind. Normally, we don't know who organized everything. We normally see things happening for us. So through the UNFPA, I got fully sponsored to be part of ICASA in Ghana on Tuesday. So I'm only going back home on Sunday to rest and come back to run again to Ghana in the AIDS conference. So yeah, I'm asking, but before that, I'm acknowledging, because sometimes people who are actual beneficiaries, they must stand in front of everyone to acknowledge what you are doing.
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm coming to the question. It's important to acknowledge the sponsors.
All right, please go to your question.
Yes, so because they're not here, like I said, this was for UNFPA. Is UNFPA here to assist with the question?
We're having a bit of trouble online. However, you are more than welcome to address the question to the rest of our partners as well.
Oh, okay. So through the UNFPA, as they said that the funds were cut early this year. So I'm in the health sector for HIV and AIDS responses. Beyond this thing, beyond the order, the American order to cut the funds, what do you think the future is? How does it look for us as Africans, because now we are on our own. We are the resources that we have. How are things? Maybe because we all have the 2030 goal, the HIV-free generation by 2030. How do you, as sponsors, are we getting there? Is it gonna happen for us?
Thank you very much.
Where are we?
Thank you very much. A round of applause for her. Media, if we could please check Dr. Zubeida, who has tried to join. I believe the question was addressed to UNFPA. Dr. Zubeida, thank you for joining us again virtually. We really appreciate your time. Was the question clear, or would you like for the question to be repeated?
Checking if you can hear me. Can you hear me?
We're struggling to hear you, ma'am. Connectivity is trying to be restored. I would like to ask for any of our partners, in fact, Ms. Frey, what do you think Africa's future looks like now that we have to be motivated to look within?
Thank you, Divine. I would like to say that despite the challenge in the political climate that we are facing globally, GIZ remains committed to promote gender equality and empowerment. One of the things that GIZ acknowledges is that the capacity of the community mobilizing grassroots resources has been a great opportunity, and also something that we would like to acknowledge, how the community not only always look at resources from outside, but also be able to be mobilize resources within the community. And I can say that this program by itself, the TheALI, could really demonstrate how local resources could be also utilized in addition to the resources that come from development actors. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that response. Dr. Zubeida, are you back with us? Can you hear us? Okay, we cannot hear you on our side.
I can hear you. Let me try.
Right, while we try to unmute Dr. Zubeida, can we have the second question, but this time online? Do we have any questions online? All right, they will share with us. And then the second hand that was in person, if the mic can please go to her. Thank you. She's right in front. Quickly.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming and for being so willing to share your experience. Hello? Okay. To share your experiences regarding funding. As we all know, this is a huge issue, especially even before now for NGOs, especially when it comes to finding how to facilitate sustainability for the projects that we're working on, and also for ourselves as organizations. So I guess I work, I am an international trade negotiator, and I work on the AFCFTA. And I was curious about your thoughts, especially regarding, of course, the AU Youth Envoy in particular, but in general also just regarding some of the, I guess, the innovative approaches to to finding funding in this time, really, because I think it's not just, I mean, sometimes I work in the government, of course, so I know that sometimes there is that whole idea of, you know, the government more African governments should be more proactive in answering these solutions. But I also feel like there should be maybe a role that NGOs and even just, you know, private citizens can also play, because I know how hard it can be to rely on our governments to do these things. So, I'm curious about any ideas as far as innovative processes that you would encourage or that you would like to see, whether it's private individuals or even societies, NGOs might look into. I know that people spoke a bit earlier about social enterprises maybe taking more of a role. I would be curious about your thoughts on that. But yes, and also because I work in this space and I am also a bit concerned about the future of the space. What do you think is the long-term future for people working in the development space as far as like career opportunities? What can we do to make ourselves continue to exist within this space, or even to transition to other ways of working in this space and supporting the continued efforts?
Hi, Divine. I hope you can hear me. Yes, I was waiting to be unmuted. Can you hear me? Okay. Is it any better if I go closer, but then you won't be able to see me? Maybe I turn off my video and go closer to my mic.
Ms. Ashing, is it possible to speak on your mic so that we can hear you clearly?
Is this clearer now?
If you have any headphones on, if you can just remove them and speak through the mic so that we can hear you clearly, ma'am.
I don't have any headphones.
Okay,
Can you hear me?
all right. Okay, so it's a volume that we need to readjust, okay? Please continue, ma'am, we're listening.
Okay, thank you, Divine, and my apologies for the struggle in just connecting to this call. I wanted to say that I think, and I'm sorry if I'm repeating some of the conversations that have happened, But I think definitely the way in which we organize and the way in which we raise resources for that organizing has to change for civil society in Africa to continue to be sustainable. We have opportunities which we do not take into consideration because we're used to a certain way. I had the question from the floor that was asking, now that UNFPA is saying funding is closing down, what next? And I think what next means, are we looking at the opportunities and the resources that currently exist on the continent? We need to really rethink and restructure the way we do organizing. There's been a lot of rise in local fundraising and community resources. There's the myth that Africans don't give money, but that's not true. If you just look at Kenya and the overwhelming amount of money that they were able to collect to support the Gen Z protests for people who needed to go to court or get medical treatment, people gave money. So Africans do give money. It's just that black tax and all that, we have, by the time you're thinking of giving a stranger money, you have to go through your entire family line, including your aunties and your in-laws who still want to get money from you, who's probably the only person who's earning in that family. So I think it's a matter of changing the narrative and making our struggles relevant to people so that they feel the need to give us that extra 100 shillings they'll have in their pocket or that 200 shillings they'll have in their pocket. And it may be for us to think about how effective is our organizing, and how is it tying into the opportunities that are appearing. For example, I think we have seen, particularly this year, an interest from young people in being involved in politics and participating. Are we tapping into that? We are seeing tech is also offering quite a unique opportunity. I know our policies are still lacking in terms of us being able to use, tech in a way that that can really advance our work. And also the facilities are sometimes not available on our part on the global south, and where they're available, they're very expensive. But still, how are we using tech, the little tech that we have access to enhance our work, to beyond just saying tech is social media? How else are we using tech to be able to advance the key issues that we'd want to raise? So these are opportunities, they are existing. How are we taking advantage of them beyond just waiting for our usual partners who have turned internal? They're now looking at their own internal issues, and Africa is no longer a priority. So there is money, but what are we doing? Are we collectively advocating for resources? Because the truth of the fact is, even before this dwindling of funding, I think the report that was done by the International Human Rights Funders Group clearly indicated that almost, I think it's 80-something% of resources go to the global north for work in the global south. So we've always been just receiving the kind crumbs that are thrown off the table for us to receive. Are we doing that collective advocacy that makes sure that notions like localization are actually being realized? Because there is a policy about localization, but it's not something that we're taking advantage of. We're not demanding our right, and also changing the paradigm and the power around giving and receiving money, because there is power in giving money, and there is a way in which we've been conditioned to constantly receive money. We have a conditioning around money, asking for money, receiving money, tied in with societal notions, especially for women, because, if you ask for money, you're a certain type of girl, a gold digger and what have you. And that really ties into how we're able to be resourced, particularly as women-led organizations or as women. And I think those are the conversations that we should be having in order to look to what the future of civil society and funding can look like. Back to you, Divine. Thank you.
Yes, I hope you can hear me now. Excellent. Excellent. So thank you very much for the question. And yes, thank you for acknowledging the support that UNFPA gives young people, because we believe in giving young people the space to also speak. But what are we doing in terms of resource mobilization? I think it's been said, it's really having to look inwards, try to mobilize domestic resources, going to atypical partners like the private sector, because there's a lots of funds there. If you remember in Nigeria, what happened around the COVID time, I think Dangote gave enough money to be able to build a center in Lagos. So there are lots of funds within the country. It's really how to advocate to put our story out there. So really communicating the need is very, very important. And I also just wanted to add that one of the things that UNFPA is doing is that because the budget is competitive, we're looking at those key government partners, and we're providing them skills like smart advocacy to be able to defend their budgets when they go up in front of Parliament, to be able to mobilize the necessary resources for sexual and reproductive health, but also for addressing gender equality in Nigeria. So we're doing a lot. We're not just waiting and resting. But yes, the funding cut has really significantly affected UNFPA, especially in our humanitarian response. But we will continue to soldier on. Thank you.
I think we're going to allow for one more response from Nala FM. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take that one question online. If we can just go back to it so that we can wrap up the session. All right. Please, on a vote of 2 to 3, how many can we take? Am I hearing 1? Yes. Am I hearing 2? Okay, 2. Let's not stay here forever. Please, Nala FM, go ahead.
Okay, so I'm going to try to do this in 1 minute. So on the AFCTA, right, some months ago, we were in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. We're having a youth policy stakeholder meeting, basically headed by the government ahead of WIS. That was the West African Economic Summit right here in Nigeria, where Nigeria transited the baton from, I think, to Sierra Leone or so. But, the conversation was that the truth is that we need a lot more integration, regional integration within Africa. That's the truth. I don't know why it should be costing me so much to fly from here to Sierra Leone. It's crazy. It doesn't make any sense. Do you understand? So a lot of our problems are economically caused that way. And if we're able to solve a huge part of the regional integration that we have in Africa, a lot of the funding that we need to power the development agendas will then become more, how do I put it, surplus. Do you understand? So the conversation at that point was centering like young people and youth and gender. How can we contribute to AFCTA and claim more ownership? How do we use technology and innovation to drive access, information, and knowledge and awareness about the AFCTA to power our businesses, social enterprises, and things that we have? And those conversations were being given to the ministry around, dashboards and people who want to export. What are the standards, SONs? How do the government agencies come together to put together a cohesive platform so that we can also, access, these kind of things. And those conversations were had. But there is one thing I want to say, right, is the context, we said this in different ways, the localization of the AFCTA at, the grassroots. So, for example, it's a regional protocol. And then we have Nigeria. What is Nigeria's strategy to the AFCTA? What are our strong points? How are we leveraging that, right? Then what are the states doing about the AFCTA? What is their strategy and their framework to contribute to the national which will then contribute to the regional? It's like having a policy framework. How are you taking advantage of that, right? And then down even to the local governments, what are they doing to contribute to the state? The state contributes to the national contributes to the region. So there's a whole lot of work that has to do with the AFCTA, and a lot of young people are working on it. That's the thing. And if for young people, the thing I do want to say in the room, I'm rushing to finish this in 30 seconds, is that we need to move from results to impacts. Results are that I trained people today and then this is it. I did a borehole and this is the borehole. That's the result of the activity. But what is the long-term impact? Because like we said, the funds are not many. So we need to start rethinking the way we do our projects and interventions in the conversation what you're saying about sustainability. How are we doing things for the long term? I spoke with a funder yesterday. She said they don't take more than like 2 people a year. But yes, but each person that they take is for 3 years and they give between 300,000 euros to 800,000 euros. in that full batch because they favor impact as against results. So it has to make sense in the long term.
Thank you very much. Can we please go back to that question online? I'm going to ask it together with one more question in the room, and then we wrap it up. All right? So online, we've got a question that says, what can be done in a situation where... Okay. There was another question that was asked about where to go as a young person. We're just going to wait for it a little bit. Do we also want to hear from the he for she, the brave gentleman who is here on our side? Please, sir, we want to hear from you as well.
Black yes. Black yes. So, like I say, I'm here on behalf of the Executive Director. So, for education as a vaccine, I would say the funding cuts greatly affected us. In fact, it was during the time that we were implementing one of our greatest, should I say, biggest funding, which is supported, is Age of Access, supported by PEPFAR, and then it was a shock to us. But again, if you look at the organization, I started earlier on, one of the cuts in the organization does is sees social, sustainable change by and for young people. So from the planning of the design of the organization, young people who has zero knowledge or no knowledge at all, or has a little knowledge, taking or being part of program from implementation. I would say I joined EV as a volunteer. So, and almost, in fact, the ED herself joined as a volunteer, right? And then she keep acquiring capacity, and then it became easier so that when our time is, when she finished her own tenure, somebody else can come on from the already existing leaders in the organization. So it is already there. And then somebody talked about social enterprise. So we have a social enterprise program called the Light Up My Dream. It's a program owned by young people. It's designed for adolescent years and young people. So what does it do? It empowers them with a life skill, technology skill from is between the age of 7 to 19. Those are the people who comes for this program. So what is the aim? Is seeing those people taking ownership of this program from when they are small, and then at a long run, you see them developing capacity at different levels, and then which also help them to grow as when they grow up. And then the other ones, we have another program called the Transition Initiative. I'm just rounding up. So it's a project that brings different CSOs. What is the aim? CSOs comes together to champion advocacy towards HIV programming and then other reproductive health issues. So we are looking at what are the gaps. For example, we look at the gap in the budget that all the leaders have from the state, local, and then national. So we see the gap in terms of HIV budgets. What are the gaps? And then we tailor our advocacy towards the gap that have been identified, and then seeing that, both state government and national government begin to take ownership of this HIV programming so that it doesn't die off. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. And so to conclude, we're going to have that last question. You have been...
I have the mic.
She has been wanting to ask this question since they had started on the left-hand side. So if you could please give her the mic so that all the partners can just take 10 seconds to respond to this last question, and we can finally say goodbye to them. Is that okay? Please, can we have the mic?
Divine, allow me to submit my question and then I pass the mic to the speaker.
Okay.
So my name is Grace Kitoti from Kenya. I serve as the fundraising associate for the Amazon Leadership Initiative. And this is a discussion that specifically speaks to the work I do at TheALI. And before these panelists go without trying to ask them this a very important question that is very important with the kind of impact we are doing with women across Africa, looking into the next 5 years. GIZ and NALA, donors and partners that we have on the panel, having worked with us for a number of years or with the projects that have worked with us, I would really want to know, or I would really want to ask, what are your commitments going forward for women-led organizations, for organizations like TheALI, for this kind of impact that we are doing? I would really want to hear that, even in the midst of this all cut funds and everything that's going on. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Grace. Putting on the fundraising hat as usual. Thank you very much. And we have our final question, and they will be answering it together.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, partners. And here goes my question quickly. So looking at how interconnected and how similar the whole of Africa is, regardless of the region. Now, in terms of funding, this question particularly goes to, I'm sorry, I don't know your name, the lady in blue from Lanafam. Yes. And Ms. Zubaida, I don't know if she can answer, but if we have an issue with her, I'd be very happy with your answer. And it is for, in innovations and for interventions that especially have a lot to do with the government, something that definitely needs the government to thrive. So in terms of those kinds of innovations, how do you, because there's a lot of them coming to your desk, so how do you fish out or handpick the kind of innovation that the funding should go to? And because what are the key areas of such innovations that you look at? And even if that kind of innovation deserves the funding but doesn't get it, I believe it's because there's a lot of influence and bureaucracy that goes behind it. But in case there's more to it, I'd love to know. But how does one break into such system of the bureaucracy and influence? And if I am coming with such an innovation that I've not yet started, what advice do you have for me on such innovation so that I'm able to, it's not smooth, but at least it facilitates the implementation of that project and the influence of the government in it to ensure sustainability? Thank you.
Thank you very much. And we are wrapping up with those two questions. So any of our partners can respond to that question. Ms. Frey, would you like to answer the question with regards to the commitments?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Grace, for the question. Like I previously mentioned, GIZ remains committed despite the changes that are happening globally. But we are also looking at strategies in a way that would also bring the local CSOs to also mobilize their resources. Might be, for GIZ can be a partner that could support technically, and also finding different ways, for example, using technology in terms of bringing CSOs or partners together to contribute to gender equality. So innovation is one aspect in terms of our commitment to continue working with partners on the ground. But our commitment remains committed despite the challenge that we're facing. Thank you.
Okay, so basically this is a question on government interventions, right? You have an initiative and it needs heavy government partnership in order to push that intervention forward, and you're wondering what are the key areas and etc. Well, from my experience working with government, I don't know about any other government outside Nigeria, but Nigerians, oh no, oh my God. I'm not saying this should shame anybody, but across different, they will frustrate you and frustrate young people out of it. I'm telling you the honest truth. And it's unfortunate. I remember this is just one of the most diplomatic examples I'm going to give. God, I have so much limited time. When we're trying to work in Kano, Peace and Security, WPS 1532, and we're supposed to work with the Office of the Governor, was stuck on that particular advocacy visit for over 1 year because of the political upheavals within the state. We couldn't go to visit. We couldn't go and do anything, right? But the easiest ones are the ones that have to do with people that are outside the government, the private sector, the beneficiaries, the young women, the young men, you understand. But the thing is that government, right, is an indispensable part of society. That is the honest truth. I think what saved us during that project period was that we're able to identify other parts of the project that could move while that part was still on standstill. We worked with the faith leaders, we worked with the religious leaders, we worked with the CSOs, we worked with beneficiaries. So my advice to you as someone who wants to innovate and pushing for innovation within government is that when you design your projects, don't design it revolving around government alone. Have other different levers, low-hanging fruits that are going towards the same goal, right? But you know that government is there. You keep on pushing it. And lest I forget, networks are very important. The people you know are very important. Your donors are very important. Put them so that they know who they are refusing. Because when unfortunately, I'm sorry, but we're speaking the truth. When they see your donors, it's either they start to smile and say, oh, people are coming. And of course, the corruption that happens within the sector. They see you're coming to do something and they're expecting. But like I said, when you design your projects, design them smartly. Let government not be the only focal thing that you're doing. Design them around several other different things. Your networks are important. You might meet a PEMSEC of women affairs somewhere or somebody somewhere, etc. And then read the room, read the political room. I'm sure we understand what I'm talking about. We government to government, they are different. They have different ways they approach certain things. So read the room. I won't say much on that because I won't say much on that. Yeah, exactly. And then I think the last thing I do want to say regarding this is that, so when it comes to priority areas, what are the priority areas of your government? What are the priority areas of the Ministry of Women Affairs? So that, if you push it to a funder, right, you're not designing something that your government doesn't consider a priority. But if your Ministry of Health, your Ministry of Women Affairs, your Police Affairs, Trade and Investment is a priority, and you're saying it in your concept note that this is also a priority for my government, so I'm aligning my initiative or intervention along with the national priority, it then gives it more credibility and more possibilities of it being a systemic intervention. Does that make sense? Thank you.
Thank you very much. We're taking it home we're taking it home with 2 inputs that should be less than 15 seconds, please.
Oh, wow. I'll try. So I just wanted to take a leap from this to say that, this is very important conversation. And I would not say, but we've had people even say government are that necessary evil. But again, it's the fact that whatever at SWAG now, we have over 20 girls in school. We're supporting their scholarship. But we know in Nigeria, we have over 20 million children. Of course, 1/3 of them are young people. So if we really want it to be systemic, we need to work with the government. And when we started, we had no fund whatsoever. So somehow, I'm here not as a donor, but I can actually relate with what you're saying. All we needed to do, sit in the room, go to the meetings, take notes for them. We were building relationship. Nobody wants to be used. They want you to engage them. We also build back-end relationship because the informal relationship, from my experience, have worked the best. And I'm saying start from there. Also know what exactly you want to do. Next week, there's the technical working group on adolescent health and development. These are platforms to be able to align with the government. I'm just going to end that. The donors are catalysts. Government needs to do their job. Let's understand that they are the owners of this thing. They are the main implementers at the government. However, we are the change. So communicate those change with your fantastic lived story, but with data and evidence. It really matters. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Fred, this is all yours. We're leaving after this.
Yeah, I would like to echo what Maggie was saying by sharing the experiences from the project implementation we had in Malawi in partnership with the African Union. We supported, through the partnership with the AU, we supported promoting the participation of women, youth, and persons with disabilities in political participation in Malawi before the election. And so one of the things that we do was to have stakeholder engagement by bringing government, authorities, and also different electoral bodies, CSOs, and also CSOs led by women, young people, and persons with disabilities. And that really allows to have a conversation in terms of how to promote or increase the participation of women, youth, and persons with disabilities in political seats. So that really allows to also address any systemic issues, because the government is the one responsible to address those issues, and they are the duty barriers. And that platform really allows for CSOs, government, and other stakeholders to engage, address systemic issues, and that really impacts the number of women to be able to participate in political decision-making processes. And we have seen the impact after the election in terms of the increase of political seats in the parliament, but also these groups being able to participate in the voting process and in the electoral process in general. So collaboration with the government is key, because they are duty barriers. Thank you so much.
Can we give all of them a very loud round of applause? I want us to do something special. Can you stand and just, like, you know, give them a salute and say thank you for your service. Thank you for the work that you do. Please, I want you to direct that energy to Miss Mary as well, representing the Amazon Leadership Initiative. Say thank you for your service. Thank you for the work that you do. And with that, we are all wrapped up. Thank you, dear speakers, for your time. We've got little tokens of appreciation here for you, and we're also inviting you in a continued interview outside by the big banner, so that whatever we could not say here, we'll go and say there. Thank you very much, and back to the host.
Can we still put our hands together for them, please? They deserve that. All right, so we will be moving to the next session, which is Women Political Participation Graduation, Cohort 1 graduation rather. Yes, can we just put our hands together for the people that will be doing this before I call them up? And to facilitate this session, we will be calling Miss Mary Okoli. She is the gender advocate, program manager at Lagos Business School. She is also the administrative and human resource manager at TheALI. She owns a fashion brand, and our favorite lines are, "Girl, you are limitless." Can we put our hands together for Miss Mary as she facilitates this session? Can we do better for her, please?
Thank you very much, our amazing facilitator. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm very happy to be here today to facilitate the graduation of our Women in Political Participation program. If you're happy, say yay, yay. If you're happy, say yay, yay. Awesome. So to join me in this particular session is our board member, Professor Karen Wides. Please put your hands together for her. She came all the way from the United States, and she has been a facilitator of our Women in Political Participation program. Please put your hands together for her as she comes up the stage. Put your hands together. All right, thank you very much. Thank you, Prof, for joining us today. So quickly, before we display the graduates for this session, let me give you a brief background on the reason why we started the Women in Political Participation program. So we know how the political space in Africa has been male-dominated, and that's the reason why we said we need more young women and girls to be involved in politics, not just as voters, but also as elected officials from the local governments, the state governments, even parts of election facilitators or pioneers. So that is one of the reasons why we started this. And we noticed that a lot of people are quite uninterested in politics, right? And so we said, okay, since we have these girls between the ages of 14 to 29, why not we intimate them more on what politics is, understanding local government, their rights, and what they actually need to do and how to speak up in their various local governments. So that is the reason why we started this particular program. And successfully, this year was the first cohort. For this cohort, we had about 21 participants, and they had 9 months training. And through that 9-month training, just about 13 completed the training. Please put your hands together for them. It takes a lot to actually do a training online and be committed. So please put your hands together for them again. Some of them are online. Please put your hands together for them. Awesome. So, Prof, you facilitated some of the sessions for the Women in Political Participation program. So what would you think? What would your feedback be like for those who do not have an idea of what the program is? And
yeah, thank you. And thank you for having me. I have been on the board of TheALI since the beginning, so I'm absolutely thrilled and proud to be here for the 5th anniversary. And it's true, because I actually am a professor. I'm not a politician. I'm a professor of law and international development. And because of that, I actually have prepared something. So sorry, it's not really a lecture, but I hope it gives some background. I do want to interrupt myself, though, for 1 minute to talk about the 16 days of activism against gender-based violence. And this year, the theme is Unite to End Digital Gender-Based Violence Against All Women and Girls. This is sponsored, as you know, throughout the UN system. The 16 days began on the 25th of November, and it runs through December 10th. So please take the opportunity to Google it, to look it up, and to see what you can do as an individual, as a group, as a community, whoever your cohort is, whoever your posse is, to help end digital gender-based violence against women and girls. And that, I will talk, I have a little thing, and it does address some of the issues we just finished talking about, which is representation in government and holding government to account. Because that's, in a way, what politics is. You know, TheALI inspires and supports and nurtures and, to be honest, exalts over leaders of all kinds, and as we've seen in all different fields. And TheALI members lead at all levels, right? In your communities, many of you are activists. You have your own organizations, your school, your place of work, your place of worship, your own home, because you are a leader in your family and your home, and other institutions. But there's one area where leaders have the potential to lead for good in their whole country, and that is leaderships in politics and governance. As Mary was saying, we recognized the space there that really needs to be filled by good governance, good politicians, right? Not just any politician will do. And we really want to encourage those good politicians and aspiring politicians who happen to be female to enter the field. And as someone mentioned, I mean, we know politics is not for everyone. It's really difficult, and I'm not going to make it sound easier than it is. Some of you here are already involved in politics. I've met a couple people who are on their local council already, have been elected as young councilors. Some of you are thinking about running for your either national legislature or whatever the localized unit is. It might be a state, it might be a province or a territory. And bravo to you, because it's really hard. It requires passion, dedication, idealism, right? You shouldn't be in it for the money, because forget about that. And enormous perseverance, not if you're a good politician. But if you have that dedication and that vision of how to hold government to account, how to make your government more accountable to its people, and you have a really thick skin, I have to say, then this might be for you, if you're the right kind of leader, if you want to be a good politician. And because I want to encourage you, but I want to be honest, I will say, I don't want to overemphasize, but I will return to how difficult it is. I wanted to say I have a very good friend. For many years, she was a member of the parliament in the UK, in Great Britain. And I would watch every day what people said to her and about her in the press, in local areas. And I said to her, I said, if people talked about me in public the way they talk about you, I would start crying and I would never stop. And that's why I'm a lawyer and not a politician. And she said, well, a couple of things. You have to believe your vision is right? That what you are doing, what you are aiming for is the correct thing. It's good politics, it's positive. And you do have to develop a hide of a rhinoceros. You have to be very thick-skinned. So we introduce our participants to all of that in our new course. And as I said, the world is really desperate all over the world for the right kind of good politicians. And so the program we introduced is to people who are kind of interested in politics. They've thought about it. It sounds kind of scary. They don't want to be on television and have people say terrible things about them. But they have really good ideas how to make their country, their locality better. And so we're introducing people to this through this new program of which we just finished. I'm not finished. Sorry. But I do want to say one thing. If you're interested in politics, you don't have to be the candidate, right? You don't have to be the face on the poster. You can be one of the many faces behind the poster. There are people who work on campaigns. There are people who work on elections. There are people who work on the logic of elections. There are people who work on ideas, right? Do you have a great idea for an innovative change in government or legislation or policy, but you're not comfortable standing up in front of people? There is a place for you as well in politics, advising the people who don't mind standing up in front of a camera. So what I'd like to kind of finish with is saying that, well, I should say one more thing about this, again, not to discourage you, but to some of you, this may sound a bit dry. You may think, okay, really, this is not for me, and you might get up and leave, and that's okay, right? As I said, politics is not for everyone. It is demanding. But if you are tempted to learn about it, if you are tempted to try to improve the governance in your country for everyday people, right? If you want to be of public service to your fellow citizens, you might want to check out this program. We just finished the first cohort, as Mary said, and today we are proudly presenting this initial cohort who have completed the program. We're really proud of them. We can't wait to hear what they're going to do next with this new knowledge, and maybe political leadership will call to you too, so feel free to reach out to them because they now know what this is about. So drum roll, please, Mary.
Thank you very much, Prof, for that amazing submissions. So very quickly, just to pick it up from where Prof stopped, it would be nice for us to hear what these participants or what these fellows have been up to, what they hope to do with the knowledge that they've gained. So we have some of them that have joined us online. Our media team, if you can assist us. So we have Confiance. She's at the viewing center in Uganda. Confiance, if you're there in 1 minute, please tell us what you feel about the program and also about the capstone project you have carried out. Just very brief. Please go ahead. Sorry, can't hear you.
Okay. Can you hear me right now? Can you hear me right now? What I can say to me, the WPP first cohort fellowship this year has been a life-changing to my life, but also other people that were able to get this opportunity to attend to this program. As you said, I'm Ishuma Confiance in Uganda for the past 10 years. I'm a Burundian refugee. And when you hear the word refugee, you would think of, is it really important for such a person, stateless person, to be part on political affairs or programs? But I would tell you, it's really a life and game-changing initiative that was given to me as a refugee to be part and understand the political dynamics, democracy itself, negotiation, leadership, and etc. It supported me to see that leadership is really something that would work even when you are in a displacement setting. When you have passion to lead, passion to drive other people into the future that we are looking at as young people, but you really have this negation that you cannot do it as a refugee. This program showed me that I can do it, I can be a leader, I can go back home and have a position to change insecurities into security. And out of it, I did a project under the Women Political Participation. I organized a dialogue within the settlement in Uganda. And I called upon policymakers that lead refugees like the UNHCR, Office of the Prime Minister, WFP, the MasterCard Foundation that is now working with Ripple Effect in southwestern Uganda, but also girls in the settlement that are in school. And we're looking at, as young girls, how do we talk about the issues, the passion that we have in political leadership to our stakeholders to involve these programs in the education sector that we are in. Because if you would see the education curriculum, especially for Uganda, these are some of the things that are not inclusive. How do we include them at a grassroots of primary, secondary, so that this young refugee who does not know home knows growing up that her passion of becoming a leader can work, that she can be part of the solution of peace building. So yeah.
Settlement. So irrespective of her location, she has been able to lead. She has been able to even encourage other people in the settlement to be involved in the politics of the country. Please put your hands together for her once again. So we have Pusaletso. We have Pusaletso online. We have Sarabel online, if any of them is available. Joanne as well. Pusaletso, I see her, Pusaletso Mpesia. She currently has a project that is happening on Saturday. Please unmute her. Also. All right, please go ahead.
Okay. One greetings, phenomenal women leaders. My name is Pusaletso Agnes Mpesia. Are you able to hear me now? All right, thank you. One greetings, phenomenal women leaders. My name is Pusaletso Agnes Mpesia. I am a dynamic and empowered young female leader from the Kingdom of Lesotho. So today I stand before you in front of your screens as a proud graduate of the TheALI Human Political Participation Fellowship Cohort 1. So can you all repeat after me when saying this? Shine, TheALI, shine. So at this particular moment, I would like to first of all give a special thanks to the Amazon Leadership Initiative Forum for creating a multicultural and intergenerational Sorry, I was saying that before anything else, I would like to give a special thanks to the Amazon Leadership Forum Thank you so much for creating a multicultural and intergenerational sanctuary for us young leaders, not only to learn, but also to enter in rooms, but to change the rules that are inside such rooms. You did not just admit us into the program, but rather you initiated us into a leadership. So just shortly, on the Alice donors, sponsors, and partners, thank you once again for betting on black girls, for investing in our leadership, and also making sure that we are fully recognized within our brilliance. While on this, I would like to also give a special mention to the African Center for Governance, which is one of Ali. Okay, my
project. Please go
okay,
ahead.
my capstone project is it's about accountability in governance and build. So it was born in a conviction that democracy and good governance are incomplete without the meaningful inclusion of women leaders and victims in accountability processes. So in particular, in my country, the Kingdom of Lesotho, community justice often ends like by one instruction, shaking hands and reconciling. So, but what happens when the heart is not ready? What happens when drama is still bleeding? And also what happens when forgiveness is really forced? So about this program, like my project, it's all about peace without, it just exists because peace without healing is just performance, and also justice without dignity is empty. And on that line, reconciliation with God.
Much Puselet. So, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Thank you so much, Puselet. So, can we go over to Sarah Bell? Is Sarah Bell there? Is Joanne there? Okay, perfect. So if they're not there, we'll quickly look at those who will be graduating from this program. Media team, please show us. Oh, I can see Sarah Bell. Please go ahead.
All right, confirm that you can hear me.
Yes, I can hear you.
All right, so mine is just to mention that indeed to be a woman in politics means you first have to be twice as strong, twice as intelligent, twice as hard. You have to go twice as hard just to get to half the distance. So indeed, to talk about women in political participation, especially in Africa at this time, has been very fundamental for us because we get to understand the things that limit us, but most importantly, we get to remember that nothing can stop us. So to just put it out there for anyone who wants to go for any political position, that you can do it because your dreams are valid and they're doable and possible. Thank you so much, May. Back to you.
Arabelle, please put your hands together for all of the participants. The graduates of this year's Women in Political Participation Program, media team, please could you display? We have Joanne Wainabe, Sarabelle Odero, Matot Lekun, Liliosa Vimasai, Amale. Media team, please can you project it? Awesome, please put your hands together for them. It wasn't easy going through the 9-month course. We had sessions on democracy, sessions on the various systems of government, public leadership, lobbying, especially in Africa. Lobbying is a big thing in Africa. So we had sessions on that as well. And public speaking, because as a leader, as a political leader, it's important that you are able to speak in public. And then we have Chuma, Katso Chuma, Oratile. Please put your hands together as I mentioned their name. We have Elodie Nempen, Marianne Wenga. Please put your hands together for them, ladies. We have Confiance, Nina, and finally we have Khadija Tubari, who is currently in the room. Please wave from where you are. Congratulations once again for doing this, for carrying out this program. And before the end of the year, they're expected to complete their projects and also receive their certificates. Thank you very much once again for having us. And at the end of the year, we'll open up another application for the Women's Political Participation Program. And we hope that next year is going to be a lot better, with a lot more partners, with a lot more funding for them to carry out their projects. All right, Prof.
I do want to say one thing, because this was our pilot year and we learned a lot. I mean, the girls learned a lot, but we learned a lot too. So I would really like to call on all of our graduates, all of those who finished the cohort, to work with us to tell us what we could do better, right? Because this is your program. We want to know what we could have done to make it better, what we should do next year, what should change, what you thought was fabulous and should stay the same. But we want to work with you, so we want to hear from you, our graduates. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Prof, for having us. All right, bye, everyone. Please put your hands together.
Thank you. Can we please give another round of applause for Prof and for our graduates? Please, some of us applied and we didn't get it, so let's clap for them. It's truly an honor to be standing in the stead of Felicia. She did a very good job, I must say. Right? Can we put another round of applause for our host for today? How was her session? Yesterday I said she was going to give us an unforgettable experience. Was that a reality? I mean, those of us that came earlier, we did the rhymes, we did all of that. She brought the TikTok challenge and everything. We enjoyed it, yeah? Amazing. Nice. So we would like to invite on stage our Secretary General to the West African Caucus, Ms. Damilola Ayeni. She is a phenomenal woman who works with the Better Life program for Africa Rural Women here in Abuja, where she contributes to initiatives focused on women empowerment and community development. And she is committed to creating lasting solutions that empower women and youths to thrive. So with a round of applause, can we welcome Damilola as she comes to give her call to action.
Thank you so much for the introduction, Joy. Good afternoon, everyone. How are we doing? Can't hear your voices. Are we tired? Don't worry, we'll be done soon. Black girls. I can't hear your voices. Black girls. All right, thank you. So how has it been for you these 2 days of the forum? Can't hear you. I'm sure you heard a lot, you learned a lot. Did we? We learned a lot from our amazing and exceptional speakers. Were we inspired? Were we motivated? All right, that's beautiful. We have sat in this room and we have listened to women whose journey reflects courage, discipline, and grace. We have heard stories that stirred something in us, stories that reminded us that leadership is not reserved for a select few. It is a responsibility that each of us carries. We didn't just attend the forum, we were poured into, we were challenged, we were stretched, and we were inspired to rise higher. But inspiration is not enough. What matters now is what we do with everything we have learned, and a decision to walk out of this room different from how we came in. Do you want to go back home the same way you came? Do you? Yes. So today, I invite each of us to pause and reflect. What is the one thing I am willing to commit to? What is the one step I am ready to take? What is the dream I refuse to postpone any longer? Do we all have dreams? I'm sure we all have dreams, yes. Because leadership does not begin when you have a title. It begins when you make a choice. It begins when you choose to show up, when you choose to speak up, when you choose to try, when you choose to grow, even when it feels uncomfortable or unfamiliar. And as young female leaders of the Amazon Leadership Initiative, our call to action is simple but very powerful. Do you know what our call to action is? It is to start. Start with what you have. Start with who you are. Start where you are planted. We've all learned a lot today, and if we do nothing with what we have learned, it will go to waste, won't it? So we have to put what we have learned into action, and we have to start. Your start might be small, but small is not insignificant. Small steps compound. Small actions open doors. Small seeds become forests. We've heard a lot of speakers share their stories and journey with us, and we've heard about how they try, and even when they fail, they keep on trying. So don't let your failure hold you back. So once you start, keep on trying. Even when you fail, keep on trying till you make it. Do we understand? All right. So let these 2 days not end as memories, but as momentum. Let the words we have heard not remain as notes in our books, but as fire in our hearts. Let the examples of the women who spoke to us ignite something in our own lives, something courageous, something bold, something worthy of the future we are preparing for. Remember, the world is not waiting for you to become older. Leadership is not somewhere you are going. It is who you are becoming right now. So as we step into the next chapter after this forum, let us carry this call to action with confidence. Be intentional, be consistent, be courageous, and above all, take action. The Ali believes in you, your community believes in you, and now it is time for you to believe in yourself. All right, so as we carry this commitment forward, it is only right that we reaffirm the values that bind us together as young leaders of the Ali. Please, let's rise up as we recite the Ali's pledge. We all have the QR code to the wall. You can just scan it if you have it, or if the media can display. All right, it's on the screen. Our online participants, are you with us? Let's see some fire emojis in the chat box for our online participants. All right, so just kindly repeat after me as we recite the pledge. We, the young female leaders of the Amazon Leadership Initiative, pledge to... Sorry, so just kindly repeat after me. So whatever I say, you say it back. Is that clear? All right, thank you. So let's start again. We, the young female leaders of the Amazon Leadership Initiative, pledge to... do our best to champion gender equality as a fundamental human right and a catalyst for societal progress. Empower young women and girls through education, mentorship, and sharing opportunities. Foster inclusive leadership by valuing diverse voices in decision-making processes. Collaborate with and celebrate other women and girls because we are stronger together. Let us lead by example and work together to create a more equitable world for women and girls. Where gender inequality is a thing of the past, I am an Amazon. I am confident in myself and my unique abilities. I will never despise my worth, talent, and potential. I am a leader, an impactful voice, and a positive role model. I am a great example. I do things that have meaning and make a difference. I am bold and resilient. Obstacles or setbacks never stops me. Settling for less is not in my name. I live and maintain high ethical standards and integrity. with no compromise. I take responsibility for the energy I bring into every space. I am a disruptor of the gender inequality status quo. As leaders, we are young, black, and ambitious. We are stepping up the fight for gender equality. From the north to the south, east to west of Africa, and those living outside the continent. Our millennial fire emoji burns bright in our hearts. To impact positive and real sustainable change. We are the present leaders of tomorrow. We are Amazons with one mission. To address gender gaps and alleviate gender inequality. I am a black woman with valid dreams. Nothing about us without us. And that's on period. Let's say it again. I am a black woman with valid dreams. Nothing about us without us. And that's on period. Okay, let's clack it, let's clack it, let's clack it. Yes, thank you. So before I go, I know Prof mentioned something about the 16 days of activism. And it is important to know that this forum is happening during the global 16 days of activism, a period where the world unites to stand against all forms of violence and discrimination against women and girls. The Amazon Leadership Initiative is not just participating in that movement. We are championing it by raising young women who are bold. Are you guys bold? Aware, empowered, and ready to challenge harmful norms through their leadership. Thank you so much. And lastly, I know a lot of us have been asking about how to join the Western African Caucus Group. So just make sure that you reach out to me or Khadijatu, our president, before you go. We are going to be sharing the links in the group. But if you have any other questions or issues, just reach out to us before you leave. Thank you so much, ladies. Let's clock it. I said, leave. Clock it back to you, our host.
Let's clock it one more time for our Secretary General, please. Clock it, ladies. Amazing. Thank you. Okay, I know as I said amazing, I was like, oh, she's back with saying amazing again. Some people reached out to me that that's your favorite word. And I think it is. I think it is. Wow, it's been such an amazing experience these 2 days, yeah? Have we enjoyed ourselves? Are we proud women? Are we proud to have been here, to have listened to our seasoned speakers speak to us? Do we know that we are not the same way we came here yesterday? We're living here bolder than we came, with clearer perspectives. We have clearer strategies on how we're going to move and occupy space, yeah? Okay, can we have another round of applause for ourselves? Yes, sir. So we'll be having the closing remarks now, and I'll be inviting some of our partners. Okay, so we'll take reflections first, and we still have our young female leaders joining us from Togo. We will be receiving their reflections. Togo, can you hear me? Can you hear me, Togo Viewing Hub?
Yes, we can hear you. So, again, we'll go in French, and then we'll need translation. Thank you. Can you hear us, please? Hello, are we audible?
Can you speak up a bit?
Can you hear us, please? Yeah, can you hear us?
Yes, but you could be more audible, please. Keep talking too, Kendo. Just keep speaking.
Bonsoir. Okay, d'accord, madame. Bonsoir. Hello. D'accord, madame.
Can you speak like closer to your device so we can make out what you're saying?
Pour ce forum, j'ai retenu beaucoup de choses. On a parlé du leadership et de la place de la femme et dans la société. Comment la femme doit s'imposer, en fait. Donc, on a dit beaucoup de choses. Et j'ai retenu que... Oui, madame. D'accord, madame. D'accord. OK. On a parlé du leadership féminin. Yes. OK. Donc, on a dit, la femme n'est pas seulement limitée au foyer. Elle peut faire beaucoup de choses, comme le travail des hommes, comme être dans la politique, être dans la vie sociale, faire... Donc, la femme a une force indéterminée, si je peux le dire comme ça. Elle peut s'imposer. Elle peut s'imposer quand elle veut. Okay, okay. Donc, d'abord, pour qu'une femme devienne un leader, elle doit s'équiper. Pour s'équiper, elle doit avoir un mentor. Ça, c'est quelque chose de très important. Quelqu'un qui l'accompagne afin qu'elle devienne quelqu'un de bon. D'accord. Donc, on va dire que avoir un mentor, c'est quelque chose de très, très important dans l'évolution d'une femme pour devenir quelqu'un dans cette vie. La femme a demandé ce qu'elle...
A woman evolving to become someone important in this life.
Okay. Donc, une femme peut être une juriste, une politicienne, une grande femme d'affaires, bref, une businesswoman.
A great businesswoman.
C'est ça. Ok, d'accord. Donc, nous devons créer une collision entre nous les femmes. On doit se soutenir. Ce n'est pas de la concurrence, mais on doit se soutenir pour aller encore plus loin dans la vie.
Amongst women, we need to support one another, not compete against one another.
Et il y a un intervenant qui avait dit quelque chose durant ce forum qui m'a beaucoup marqué. La personne
who mentioned something really important that stood out for me during this forum.
La personne a dit, ce n'est pas que quand on va devenir une femme d'affaires, on ne va plus être au foyer. Si, on est au foyer. Mais quand il y a le travail à faire, on le fait. Et lorsqu'il faut être une femme au foyer, on va l'être.
Speaker said that it's not because you are a woman in business that you can neglect your household responsibilities. Wherever you are needed, you can do that well. So both in the household and both in business, you can do it well.
C'est ça. Être et apprendre à devenir un leader de demain, c'est d'abord avoir des objectifs précis, avoir des rêves.
Leader of tomorrow, you need to be a leader with precise rules and objectives.
Oui. Donc, on ne divague pas dans l'air, on ne se réveille pas parce qu'il fait jour, mais il faut vraiment avoir des rêves précis, des objectifs précis pour...
Precise objective, precise dreams.
On doit aussi se former, s'auto-éduquer, continuer toujours de lire les livres, apprendre plus que ce qu'on connaît déjà. C'est pas parce que je...
We need to self-educate always.
C'est pas parce que je suis dans le domaine de la comptabilité que je ne vais pas aller m'éduquer sur dans le domaine du droit ou de l'anglais. Il faut tout apprendre pour apprendre.
my studies are focused in accounting, that I should just limit myself there. I can also learn about law.
Donc, c'est pour être une personne accomplie, pour ne pas être quelque part un jour et des personnes vont vous intimider parce que vous n'êtes pas éduqué dans ce domaine ou dans un autre domaine.
Be a complete person so that nobody intimidates us.
Merci beaucoup et bonne soirée. Merci.
Merci beaucoup. Can we give a round of applause to our Togo Viewing Center? You did very well. This is just proof that they learned a lot. They followed through. So, right into the closing remarks, I would like to invite on stage, we'll be having a couple of our sponsors speak to us and give their final words. So, first is Miss Firesworth CU Tadase, the Gender and Equality Advisor from GIZ. Please, can we have you give your final remarks? Round of applause.
Ladies and gentlemen, please allow me to ride on all protocols observed yesterday for sake of time. It's been such a lovely 2 days of inspiration and commitment filled with energy. The energy to shake leadership spaces, be in business or civic spaces or political spaces. You've truly showed to African continent and also to the world that it's not given for young women to be in leadership due to systemic, structural, and societal barriers. I can say that the challenges you share are similar to all young women, particularly in our continent. The reason that I'm saying that is that because these challenges were also reflected in the Germany-funded project that GIZ implemented with our partners in promoting political participation of women with all diversities, including young women. Through the research conducted and also engagements made during the project implementation, it is evident that financial barrier, stereotypes on gender-based violence, including digital violence, and inaccessible system hold young people from being able to participate in political decision-making processes. While the representation of women across all African national parliaments combined is about 26%, there is lack of data on young women in parliamentary and also in councillors' position. One of our programs to address these challenges facing women politicians was a tailored program to train 2004 sitting and aspiring women candidates to equip them with leadership, communication, and campaign management skills before the general election in Malawi in 2025. It's with great pride to say that out of the 49 women elected for parliament in Malawi, 26 of them, which is more than 59 women elected for parliament in Malawi, 26 of them, which is more than 50% of them, went through our program. And the courage and persistence of young women inspired GIZ to be committed in terms of promoting participation of women, including young women in political decision-making processes. And thank you all female leaders for inspiring us to be to continue to have our commitment, and also thank you for the TheALI team for bringing us all this in this platform to inspire young women and also to network, to share their experiences, and also build this leadership journey. Thank you so much. The floor is yours.
Can we have another round of applause for our GIZ partners? We couldn't have done this without them, so we are truly grateful for their support. So next we will be listening to Ms. Nashowan Masambai Masogo, the Deputy Director of Pastoral Women Council, PwC, to share her closing remarks. A round of applause as she comes on stage. Clock it, ladies. Yeah.
black girls to against the gender-based violence by showing action. We are women, we are young leaders of tomorrow, so we should join the world by action. So please stand up, everyone. I'm going to lead on that action. So we are going to show by crossing our hands like this that we say stop gender-based violence for women and girls. So are you ready? So when I say black girls, you say stop. When I say black girls, you say stop gender violence against girls and women. Okay. So when I say black girls, we say okay, now 1, 2, 3. Black girls,
stop gender-based violence against women and girls.
Black girls,
stop gender-based violence against all women and girls.
Yeah, thank you. Another way, I'm going to give many thanks for the people who make or create this space to make it happen. During the whole day, we were speaking about gender in mentorship, but what I can say, I say mentorship without 3 things, that cannot happen. When we say mentorship, we believe mentorship that people can have trust, commitment. Hello? So we believe mentorship that people can commit themselves, that they can trust everyone. So when we speak about leadership in mentorship, let us have trust and commitment. Let's commit ourselves so we can have our tomorrow leaders. But again, we learned that many people saying, an enemy of a woman is a woman. And today, let's prove the world that the supporter of the woman is a woman. So let us show the world by action, by supporting women, by build young generation. As we say, we believe in young generation. So please, let us build them by action and stop against the other women. Let us be their big supporters. Okay? So let me end by there, but let us take all things that we learn in action so we can see improvement for the next time. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that warm closing remarks. We are women that support women. We are not enemies of our tribe. Another round of applause, please. So I would like to call up Miss Margaret Bolaji, who is the Executive Director at Stand With a Girl initiative, to give her closing remark. Please, a round of applause as she comes on stage.
So I agree that I'm a millennial, but I want the clock it, not clap. Clock it, girls. Thank you. I will just stick to my script so I can I think I was given 3 minutes. I go. But begin by saying thank you to the Amazon Leadership Initiative led by Mary. It's been really rewarding for me to be here. I mean, anywhere you call girls, I am there. And I'm so happy to see how very energetic you all have been, and also very committed to learning. I grew up in an all-girls home. I was pleasantly surrounded by 6 sisters. As the 5th girl, I got lucky because my parents had me because they wanted a boy. So maybe if a boy had come in at the 4th, maybe I wouldn't be here, you know now. So I'm happy that I'm here. And I still remember how people would look at my parents and be wondering why they are wasting, quote and unquote, resources on mere girls. After all, they get married and just end it that way. However, I can also forget the fact that someone had also said, why are you wasting resources on mere girls? And for my parents, my mom particularly, she was really a hard worker. With minimal education, she wanted to make sure that all our 7 girls, now we're 6, God rest the soul of my other sister who we lost in 2007. Did that make me second guess myself? Yes, almost always. Maybe even this morning. When I took exams, when I put in applications, when I was called on a stage at Bali, Indonesia, to speak to over 5,000 people with a lot of great dignitaries, my legs were practically shaking. But you know what? Regardless, I did it. I did it afraid, and it was okay. I found myself in rural community and saw the height of vulnerability. Here were women and girls bound by harmful cultural practices, low level of education, lack of sexual and reproductive health, information and services, basic amenities, dying needlessly and unable to live their dreams. This was what bettered SWAG, Stand With a Girl initiative. We began humbly, the goal was modest, yet the passion was so intense to create a space where girls' voices could be heard. That small idea have grown into something tangible and powerful. Since then, SWAG has gone ahead to reach over 1 million girls across Nigeria, empowering them with knowledge, confidence, and opportunities. But it didn't stop there. Our story and impact have traveled far beyond our borders. This year alone, we have shared our work in New York during the CSW. Also, our girls stood so tall on a global stage in Nairobi, Kenya. That was in August. In October, we were in Tunisia, amplifying our messages once more. And this month, we were at Bogota, Colombia. And the journey continues. But why do I share what I'm sharing? I'm telling you that it is a proof that you can do big things from a small place. That small place is Zaria, Kaduna State, where we started from. Your education is your sword and shield. Learn, ask questions, push forward. When you study, you build your future. Also, your voice matters. Never, I'm sure we've had this a lot, but I am saying it again. You lead by example. Leadership is so simple. You see a need, you take the lead. Don't accept limits as set by others. If someone says you cannot, you reply, I will, because our dreams are, I'm wrapping up. Lean on one another. Honestly, for me, I'm here because of the support system that I have. I have a huge support system from sisters, from my husband, from my 2 kids. Like, they're soldiers. They keep me on my toes. But I tell you, the support, the entire village raised me. I'm glad we were talking about UNFPA. 10 years ago, Dr. Subaida sent me, this year rather, she sent me a video. It was me 10 years ago, and we were doing Energizer. I'm like, wow, I've come really this far because of my support system. Cling on to those support systems. Importantly, go forward with faith in God, in yourself, and boldness in your heart. Let me end with Marianne Williamson's quote. And you know, I got this from Aquila and the Bee. How many of you saw that movie? Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we're powerful beyond measures. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? Girls, who are you not to be? We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously and even sometimes consciously give other people permission to do the same. That has been really our goal at SWAG. So everyone, let's raise a toast to strong women. May we know them. May we raise them. May we be them. Thank you, guys.
Wow, that was such a powerful closing remark. Can we clock it for Miss Margaret, please? Thank you so much, Ma. Please, our sponsors, please do not be in a hurry to leave. We would like to take a picture with you just before you go. And then the last on our list is Miss Blessing Igwe, who is the head of programs at Education as a vaccine. Is there any representative who could? Okay, so moving on. Let's have the photo now, please. Our sponsors, please, a round of applause as they come together just in front. We'll be taking the picture here. Our partners and sponsors too. Please, could you stand? Just in front, just here. No, you don't have to come up, just here.
Say what? Every other day. Available. They know they see me. I'm on available. Look at what back to back to back to back to back. Sorry for who won't be my matter. Sorry, I'm only human. All said, you said it all. MC Gosney. Say I carry what we did. Shina man way I for carry. For calling. And this get when I talk say I be pastor. If you know.
So just as we were taking the pictures, Miss Miriam Lawal just walked in right in time. We would have you come up now to give. She is the Special Advisor for Innovation, Entrepreneurship and Capital at the Office of the Honorable Minister of Communications, Innovations and Digital Economy. Please, we would like to give a round of applause as she comes to give her closing remark as well. Can we clock it for her, please?
Are you loaded? I'm loaded. Hi, DJ.
Wow. It's been an amazing 2 days of engagement, right? Good afternoon. Evening already. Good evening. Distinguished guests, partners, organizers of the event, and also the admirable and amazing young ladies with us here. So thank you so much for having me, and I will read my speech as follows. So I'm truly delighted to extend my heartfelt goodwill message to the Amazon Leadership Initiative founder. Your unwavering commitment to creating a platform where young girls can be mentored, guided, and shaped into visionary leaders is both inspiring and deeply impactful. In a world where leadership is rarely handed to anyone on a platter, your work is preparing young women with the skills, confidence, and courage to step forward and take their rightful place. Leadership must be claimed boldly, intentionally, and with preparation. And Ali is giving young people this preparation. The program is equipping you with the mindset, the exposure, and the mentorship needed to not just fit into the leadership spaces, but also to redefine them. And under the leadership of Dr. Bosun Tijani, the Honorable Minister of Communications, Innovation, and Digital Economy, he's someone who is deeply committed to creating pathways and opening doors for young women. And that's why you see me being part of his team as well. This initiative is a testimony to the power of intentional leadership development. He really wanted to be here with you to share insights, but unfortunately, or I would say due to national assignment, he actually was not able to make it. But of course, he sent his greetings to you all, and he believes that young women deserve opportunities to lead, to innovate, and to rise. And his actions continue to reflect that,
This is why he endorsed and support this program. To the young girls here today, or I would say young ladies here today, I want you to know that even when you feel you are not gaining any monetary value out of this thing, the knowledge, the relationships, and the exposure you are gaining are priceless. Even yesterday, as I came into this event, I sat there and I learned something, that leadership cannot be handed to you. You have to take it. So I've clocked that already. Yeah. Learning never stops, no matter how far you have gone. Your journey is just beginning. Remember, it is your right to dream, to aspire higher, and to own your ambitions. Do not let anyone take away that from you. You are achievers, brilliant, capable, and destined for greatness. The world needs your voices, your ideas, and your leadership. To the organizers, mentors, supporters, sponsors, thank you for the vision and dedication. And thank you for creating a space where girls are not just inspired to lead, but to be prepared to lead. Your work is transforming lives and shaping a stronger future for our nation. Together, we are building a future where more women step into rooms with confidence, sit at decision-making tables, and lead with impact. Thank you, Ali. Thank you all. I wish you a safe journey back to your destinations as well.
Thank you so much, Ma. Can we clock it for her? She leaves. Black girls. Black girls. Our dreams are truly valid. So, from yesterday, we've been saying that we should take out time to spread the word about TheALI and what we've been having in this annual leadership forum. How many of us did that? We engaged on social media. We made posts on LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok. Which other platforms did you use? Did anybody post on Snapchat? I did. I know I did. Okay, that's nice. And you remember to use the official hashtags, yeah? Can you say it back to me? Okay, yeah? Yeah, the TheALILF 2025 and hashtag. Yes, and then hashtag. Your dreams are valid. Beautiful. So if you did that, a round of applause for yourself. But we also announced that we will be having a gift for the most engaging young female leaders who actually took our time to not just show their presence here in the room and even online. They also took out time to also make posts, spread the word, tell people what they're getting here. So I will be inviting on stage Miss Grace Kitoti, who is the fundraising associate at the Amazon Leadership Initiative. Please, a round of applause as she comes on stage to announce our winners.
Thank you so much, Joy. Thank you so much, ladies, for being so much engaging in the social medias. Our social medias are buzzing with the hashtags. And on this note, I want to make my work very easy. I don't know whether it's going to be easy. And if you agree with me, I will be only announcing the most engaging. I know all of us have been very engaging. We've been seeing your social media posts on the X, on the LinkedIn, on the Twitter, on the X, on the LinkedIn, and also in TikTok. We've seen all your engagements, but we'll only be announcing the most engaged young female leaders. And my first person that I'll be announcing is Joy Livingstone. She was very engaging on Zoom. Let's clock it for Zoe Livingstone. Let's clock it, ladies. Zoe was very engaging on the Zoom platform, and she is from Burundi. I don't know whether we can see her.
Zoe, are you still here with us? Maybe not. The media team can see if she's still in here. The next person is Namagemba Provia. Let's clock it for Namagemba Provia. Hey, ladies, let's do it. Clock it. Clock it. So Namagemba Provia is from Uganda. She's probably as well online. Can we see Provia? This is Zoe, yes, this is Zoe Livingstone. Let's clap it for Zoe Livingstone. So Zoe takes our gift for the most engaging YFL on the Zoom platform. Thank you so much, Zoe. And then the next person is Namagemba Provia from Uganda. If we don't have her, it's fine. Now I want us those are our winners for this year, the TheALILF 2025. The most engaging YFLs in the social media and also in the Zoom platform. But ladies, all of you have been very engaging. I want to know, who do you think in the house has been the most engaging YFL? Maybe we'll get someone here to give a random gift to them. I only have gifts for these two. Who is Miriam? Okay. Thank you so much. Let's clap for her. So I want, from our speakers and our partners, I want to see if we can get a random gift for Mariam, like right here, because I only have gifts for these two that we'll be sending to them later. We always do this. We've always done this for the last 5 years. But let's see. Oh, yes. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mariam. So that's about it for my session. We got our most engaging YFLs, and she goes home with a gift. So next time, always engage with us. And also, please continue to engage with us. Follow all our social media platforms, and we will still be able to see your work, and we still be able to engage with you further. Thank you so much. Back to you, our beautiful hosts.
Can we give another resounding applause to our fundraising associate, Ms. Grace? Thank you so much for calling out our winners. And can we also clock it for our winners too? Clock it. Those of them online, and to Marianne, we all in agreement that she was really engaging. Round of applause to Marianne. So right now, we will be having the vote of thanks. And who else to do this? Dan. The amazing Miss Maria, she said it. The amazing, the wonderful, the delectable, the phenomenal. Like, I'm running out of adjectives to describe this woman. She's such a force, such a picture of possibility. Please, a round of applause for Miss Mary Nzobo.
Thank you all so much. So, I was speaking to Miriam, and she said something before I got on stage. She says, the fact that it's almost 6 p.m. and you still find women seated in the room on a Friday is a validation of the work that we do. So a round of applause for yourselves. Because she said she thought when she came, she was going to meet an empty room. But I think indeed it shows that we do need this. And so as I give my closing remarks. As we close this incredible forum, it's been 2 days of learning, 2 days of dancing, 2 days of actually appreciating each other and seeing our worth as women. I would like to extend my deepest gratitude to every person in the room who has made this 5 years possible. From the wonderful women and girls who are part of our network, to our partners, to our incredible team, and to each of you here today and joining us online, to those joining us online. Et je veux dire à les gens qui sont à Togo, merci beaucoup, parce que c'est nous qui a dirigé, c'est nous qui a fait tout jusqu'à maintenant. So I'm just saying thank you to the Togo team who have actually waited till now. They have been the longest regardless of the time. So merci beaucoup. Again, I would like to also say to every one of us, let's raise a toast, not just to the next 5 years, but to an infinite future of empowering young women. So I would say that let's continue to make those dreams come true, and I look forward to the next 5 years, right? As we step into the next phase of our journey, we do so with clarity and conviction. We are expanding, we are deepening, we are strengthening, we are building legacy. This next chapter will demand everything from us: courage, innovation, partnership, and commitment to Africa's daughters. But we are ready. Are we ready? Yes. Because we have already proven that we do not fear the impossible. But one thing I would like to do is 16 days of activism. I would have said everyone should stand up, but I would say let's sit and just observe 1 minute of silence for those women who have passed away due to gender-based violence, for those who have lost their lives to gender-based violence, while we keep the fight. A minute of silence. May the souls of those who have departed, especially due to gender-based violence, continue to rest in peace. As we close, I cannot ignore, again, that this celebration falls during the 16 days of activism against gender-based violence. And I do hope that for us at TheALI, and to all of us in this room, that is not just a season or a 16 days of activism. It is our mission. Because we know that no girl can lead if she's not safe. We know that no girl can dream if she's silenced. And we know that no girl can thrive if she's violated. And no society can prosper while the daughters bleed in the shadows. So as we end this forum tonight, I would say, we commit ourselves to the fight against all forms of violence. We commit ourselves to building systems that protect women and girls. We commit ourselves to creating a continent where leadership and safety belong to every African girl and woman. And our activism does not end in 16 days. Our activism is a lifestyle. It is our identity, and it is our obligation. But I would like to give gratitude to our partners, a round of applause for them. To our board members, a round of applause for them. To our country leads, associates, speakers, supporters, and every heart that has fueled TheALI, I say thank you. Thank you for believing in a movement that began with nothing but faith and fire. Thank you for choosing to stand with us in the difficult seasons and in moments of victory. To the Honorable Minister of ICT, His Excellency Bosun Tijani, we say thank you, and to Our Excellency Aisha Babangida, who opened the forum with such presence and commitment yesterday. To Ms. Jane Egerton, we want to say thank you for ensuring that this forum become a reality. To our partners, GIZ, Pastoral Women Council, EVA, SWAG Initiative, Cinesky, Plan International, and Better Life Program for Rural Women, thank you. To Bloom, to the team that has been doing all of the work, a round of applause for them. I mean, we talk about innovation, we talk about bridging the digital divide. We couldn't have done it without the Bloom team, and we say thank you so much. Thank you. To the catering team, King's Delight, to the catering team from SWAG Initiative, we say thank you. They fed us, we're full. But a special welcome and a thank you to my uncle. My uncle is actually here. He's right there. I know he's gonna, but he's waved. So that's my uncle. It's a full circle moment for me, and I'll tell you why. My uncle used to take me to kindergarten and to nursery. He used to hold me by the hand and go. And now, like I say, I'm very old now, and he's still supporting me. And so we always talk about support system and tribe. And I'm so grateful for my support system, and I'm so grateful for my tribe, those that are found in women around, and those that are found in my family. To the TheALI Associates and Caucus leaders, where are they? Please come to the stage. I do this every year. They work tirelessly. I don't think we've slept in the last 1 week or 1 month. They have the phrases that they use for me, but let me call on them to come up. Divine, Mary, Dami, the volunteers, everybody please come to the stage. Quickly, 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 quickly. And please, a round of applause as they come up. Please come. Please, a round of applause for them as they come. So in as much as you all talk about Miss Mary, they are the engine. From the digital to everything, to the running around, to the logistics, to the admin work. And I think it's nice that we also have this that we made that says TheALI at 5. And guess what? It was actually made by one of us. It was actually made by Mary Ukoli. So maybe it's again a way of advertising her business to please patronize her. But yes, absolutely. This is the team. So a warm round of applause for them again. So I want to say to them, thank you so much, and thank you for your service. And to every girl in the room and across Africa, you are the reason, you are the mission, you are the vision, you are the legacy. But as we close this chapter, I leave you with this truth. We are not just celebrating 5 years. We are celebrating the rise of a generation of Amazons, a generation of lionesses, a generation of leaders, a generation of girls whose dreams will change Africa. I've spoken to a lot of you, and just talking to all of you just gives me so much hope that Africa is great. So I say here's to the next 5 years, here's to the next decade, here's to the next infinity, here's to TheALI, where every African girl's dream is valid and where her leadership is inevitable. And I want to say these things to you. Black girl child, you are the embodiment of black girl magic. You are the dream of your ancestors. You are the power of your foremothers, the strength that the middle passage of slavery could not break. You are a goddess and fearless. They are scared of you and hate you for it. Own your throne and be unapologetic about it. Keep pushing and the world will adjust. Sometimes a step in the right direction ends up being the biggest step of your life. Tiptoe if you must, but take the step and never quit. If you stumble, get back up. What happened yesterday no longer matters. Today is another day, so get on track and move closer to your dream and goals. You can do it. Remember, black girl, your dreams are valid. Black girl, your dreams are valid. Black girl, your dreams are valid. And this is where I say TheALI out. Thank you. Do I need to start?
I've been active, I jam me sáré o, sáré o, sáré o. Mo gbé wọn sáré o. Ẹ̀yin tèmi ẹ jẹ́ ká jayé o. Àyè kan ló wà kò sáyé o. Messenger, they look on your page. I'm in a private party with Teresa, baby. She said she wanna do party for your so how many shisha, later, how many girls of super, I miss you, feel wash away.